Welcome into Instigate Success, Building an ABA Franchise, episode 102. I'm your host, as always, back actually, Jake Schoen, aka Jakey Muffins, here with the original host, this way, or the other way,
Yeah.
Frosty, Corey Karen. Having a little technical difficulties on that intro video, so we're just going to go straight to it this week. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Do you want to sing a song to get us started? I don't know. What should we do here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think my singing voice is too good. It sounds too much like my regular voice, which is already monotone enough.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, we're back finally. I think it's a couple of weeks for me. Yeah, 2 weeks, and then I think we had last week off as well for the holiday weekend.
Yep.
So finally back. We're over that 100 episode mark. For my first time back since then, we're at 102. Crazy again to think that we have that many episodes. And you can go back and watch all of them on our YouTube.
Yeah, and folks should do that. You can also listen to them on YouTube Music for as a podcast, which is pretty cool. So, you can go and listen to all the terrible takes that we've made over the last 101 episodes, soon to be 102.
Yeah, definitely. You can go back and watch how many times, we were wrong on our predictions, our forecast on everything. But that's part of the cool thing with the Apex, we're transparent with everything, and we love to have the fans involved with that. We've got, what is it, a month and a half, almost 2 months, something like that, until we hit regular season at this point. So we're ramping up. The off season is slowly wrapping down at this point. Um, I since the last time I've been on, one of the big things that we did was some player announcements. So we can cover that a little bit. So well, this is the graphic, but that was from a couple weeks ago. It said coming this week. That was in the past. But we announced, was it 5 returning
That's right.
players for your Hoosier State Instigators? Um, I went alphabetical with it. I was trying to be fair as far as how we went with the announcements.
Oh, that's a good way to
Um,
do it.
so the first guy that we had announced re-signed with the team, LB, one of our youngest guys on the roster, guy that really kind of was a spark plug last year every time he did come into the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Only 21 years old, made an impact last year. And I'll tell you, in the tournaments and such we've been playing in the off season, he's been better than last year. So it's exciting to see him and another young guy we'll see on this list and their growth this year. One of the things that we were really focused on last year when we picked up these guys, immediate contributor, probably, will start as often as not and score a hell of a lot of points. So I'm excited to have LB back, man.
Absolutely. And I think I should be able to pull up. We made like a minute or so highlight clip of each of these guys. It's gonna spoil the next 4, but we've already posted these on social media, so you may have already seen them anyways. But let's pull up. It's like a minute or so clip. We'll share the screen here. Um, got a bunch of tabs open. That's my fault. But let's see. It should be this one. Let's get that shared on the screen.
Dude, that was dope.
Yeah, I know. I threw one clip in there too, and I know it's not really per se a highlight, but there was that one clip, I think it was against the Aces, where the team literally threw him the ball, like they must have thought he was on their team. Um, but LB's got plenty of highlights. You saw he's got 3-point shooting ability. He's able to dunk the ball. Some pretty good defensive stops in there as well. But if you're saying he's even better this offseason, I am definitely looking forward to seeing what he is going to do when he suits up in a couple of months, month and a half or so, for the Instigators.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say is that the one kind of knock I'd have against his game last year was turnovers. He led the team in turnovers.
Mhm.
He's fast, he's agile, he's athletic, but sometimes kind of outran the ball a little bit with himself, which is something that you expect from younger guys, especially guys as athletic as he is. And that's something I've seen him cut down on a lot. Still explosive, man. His shot looks better than it did last year. He's still got the athleticism to get up and, put the ball, slam the ball down hard on the rim. So, a lot of cool stuff there. But yeah, my if I were to guess, I would guess that he'll be the leading scorer on the team this year. That's just how I feel right now.
Yeah, he definitely had flashes last season. If he can continue to build on that, and I think one of the things last season was he came off of the bench for most of the games too. So if he's improved those abilities and he's got the starting capability this year, I definitely agree with you. He could be one of the leading scorers for the Instigators.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited about it.
All right, the next one, and we're going alphabetical again for all of these, is going to be Malcolm Martin, team captain from last year and second team All ABA player.
Yeah, super excited. Malcolm, captain last year, one of our three captains. He's got coaching experience, which is super useful. I would say probably the best pure point guard on the team, a guy that distributes really well, but also can heat up, brings energy to the team. I think he led the team last year in charges taken. A really good player, super calming veteran presence that we need. I'm so excited we found Malcolm last year. He was actually funny story. Malcolm had injured his wrist and couldn't try out with us right away, and we did a special tryout for him later on because he'd been suggested to us. And man, am I glad we did that because Malcolm has been lights out for us, and positive dude on and off the court. Really the heart of the team. So I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you mentioned the charges taken. That's one of the things. That's such a difficult thing to do as a basketball player is to put yourself in that position. And he did it successfully a lot of times last year. That's really difficult to do. But that veteran presence, even though it was his first year with the Instigators, you could tell he knows what he's doing. And one of the things I picked up in the practices, warm-ups before each game, he practices with like a plastic bag on top of the ball, to get the extra weight on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it does. He goes through a whole routine with yeah, like you said, the ball in a plastic bag, which is kind of cool to see. But yeah, he's awesome. He's a great player, great leader.
Yeah, and we'll pull up the clip for him here too.
Smooth shot, dude. Great steal. Yeah, Malcolm Martin, stud, dude. Stud. So excited to have him back.
Yeah, when I was making that video, it's so difficult to find like a charge taken that doesn't look like it's a bad play because, obviously if you're watching it and you're not, listening in or following the game, aesthetically looking, it just looks like, a guy gets run over. But that one I felt like was good enough. You could tell everybody was cheering on the instigator side when that did happen.
Yeah.
And then, ending it with that 3D, opportunity for a 4-point play there. Again, that I think that really highlights the presence of that of Malcolm on the court, just always ready and one of the biggest defensive presences for the instigators last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our third guy we announced was Levante Nelson. I don't know if we ever put the graphic out, but he wound up leading the Instigators in a single game point scored last season with 41, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, scored 41 points in the was it the final game of the season? We only had 7 players in that game, but man, did he ball out in that game. So I was super impressive. We've had some really good scorers on this team in our short history. You look at like AB, you look at Lawan, you look at Dylan, right? Some of these guys, you look at, I mean, JoJo scored 30 plus multiple times. Malcolm did, Dame did, right? Like we've had so many good players on this team scoring wise in our short history that it's impressive for him to score 41. And he is just a knockdown shooter. We've seen when he gets hot, you're not stopping him, which is really cool. So excited to have Vontae back on the team, someone that's got international experience, played overseas, has played some big time basketball, is level headed, and is a leader. So pumped to see what Vontae can do this year.
Absolutely. I think he's the type of player, if we ever got him into the 3-point contest and he got hot in that, he could definitely win the 3-point contest. But yeah, an elite scorer. And one of the things he did last season too, it's not maybe necessarily, I think, something that he would say is the main point of his game, but he was able to play down low when we needed him to, and get rebounds. He was one of our top offensive rebounders last year with the Instigators.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. He played a lot bigger than he was. He reminds me a little bit of what Chuck did the first season for us, and
Mhm.
an even like smaller frame. You're right; he's not quite as tall as Chuck, not quite as big as Chuck, but was able to really put pressure on big men defensively, and could post up as well. You know what I mean? Had decent post moves for his size, so it was really um, really cool, yeah, to see him do that. A little bit of versatility. Could really played 2 through 4 for us at times throughout the season. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, and that's something, we've mentioned, like, as a newer team, you have to have guys that have that ability to play a multitude of positions. Last season we struggled a little bit with the height, I think, towards the later part of the season. But it was great to have somebody who could fill in all those roles.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And we'll pull up his highlight clip from the last
Oh yeah,
season
hit
as
it.
well.
Stud player, dude. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for these returns.
Oh, absolutely. All these guys, everyone that you sent me on that list, I was glad all these guys were coming back. Every single one of them had big moments, and we've gone through three already. But definitely, if we had the end of the season evaluation, we take into account what fans want to see, and I think these were all guys that fans wanted back on the instigators.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy to have them, those guys for sure. Who else you got?
Next, we got another young guy. We've got Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. We got the little shield back there in his graphic.
Dude, I love
Um,
it.
yeah, so definitely glad to have Steve back for another season with the Instigators.
Yeah, absolutely. Another young guy we were talking about, Steve, wears number 20, is only 20 years old, I believe. Didn't play as much as LB, particularly earlier in the season. But later in the season, he started, he played some significant minutes, really looked good. And I'll tell you, like, I was talking to him yesterday, he's been playing basketball 4 or 5 days a week um, with our guys, with other guys, just anywhere he can. And like some of the tryouts we had last year, you saw some of the footage of the tryout he was at, and he definitely popped. He did some things that were really good. And then what we often do, as you know, is we bring our guys in for the tryouts as well, not to try out, but to like kind of run so we can compare new guys. And like Steve was killing guys that were trying out, killing guys on our team. We he went in some of the league play that we had and killed guys playing a little bit different style, trying to get to the basket more often. Although he's got a sweet shot from 3 point range, as we know, working hard on defense and rebounding, and he has improved so much. I think we're going to see him play a lot more minutes this year. I think he's going to have a bigger impact on this team, and he's someone that just like keeps getting better. Much like what I said about LB, and so I'm really excited to see Captain America take the court this year with us.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned in the beginning of the last season, didn't have quite as many minutes, but it was his first time professionally, with a basketball team. And I think once he kind of got that experience under his belt, you saw that confidence build as we went into the season. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that jump here in his second season with the Instigators.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's pull up. He's got a fun video too.
Dude, you killed it on these videos, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I wish so we have the AI camera, which helps a lot because it can pinpoint some of the highlights. The only thing I will say is, and
Yeah,
I'm sure you've noticed this too, if you try to go and just cut it based off of the number that it recognizes, it's not always the right number. I think a lot of times it got like zeros and ones mixed up. But that's I think just because of movement and stuff. So like if somebody's moving, the zero can look like a one or vice versa.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
but
mean, I've seen that. I definitely think what'll help is we get more time during the season to. We did it early in the season, and we'll do it later, and we'll do it more often. As we went in and manually labeled everything for all of the highlights and cut out all of the highlights we need, because it also like shoots a ton of just like uh, free throws are something that
yeah.
pop up there a lot, right? So like we got a some of that, but you did a good job. So I think it looks great. Jerry Springer in there, I heard.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, and I can confirm that was a Jerry Springer clip in that first shot. I had a little fun with that one. Obviously Steve Wilkos, the old security guard, in there. They used to chant his name, so it's like, hey, that'd be cool. Let's throw in a Steve chant after that first shot.
Dude, I love it. It's we were talking about beforehand. You said we got hit with a copyright claim, which is not surprising. But it's only the second time we've ever been hit with a copyright claim. The other time is we got hit for the a copyright claim for the national anthem by a Russian
Oh.
company, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah. It's still you can still watch it. It's just like, demonetized or whatever. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's all these clips are up on YouTube, as well as on our socials. If anybody wants to go back and rewatch them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, good stuff by Steve. Like I said, he looks great this year. Looks much improved. You can tell he's been working his tail off in the offseason. And I expect him to be a big contributor for this team going forward.
Yeah, and I think I think we had pictures up from one of the tryouts. I think I saw he added some tattoos as well for this season.
Yeah, he has good call. That left arm in particular, from the hand up to about the elbow, is tatted up. It looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to get the updated picture for his next graphic.
Yeah, either that or I'll just like draw some scribbles on there. You know,
Yeah.
I can just do that.
And the last guy, again, this is just alphabetical, not any sort of reason for him
Bias or
being last
anything.
other than that.
Yeah.
But our last announced guy returning for this season is Dame Wilburn, late addition last year, but he definitely balled out in his role as one of the guards with the Instigators.
Yeah, man, dude can shoot and get hot. What I like most about Dame though is he can pass them. He's a pure distributor. Like every, not to say that's the only thing he does, but man, he's so good at it. The best on the team at it. Just love to see that. Love to see him play. I think he broke the record for most assists in a game for us, which is pretty cool. And just is a baller, and then can shoot and handle the ball as well. He really keeps our offense going when he's in the game. It's nice to have him and Malcolm kind of like working together on it. Both of them either in the game at the same time or coming in and out for each other. Really cool to see. And both dudes are just like our ballers. And so Dame, super excited to have him on. I know you got a video of him too, so we'll check that out. But number two is going to be big for us this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a bunch of flashy passes to choose from with that highlight video. So we'll cut to that and we'll take a look at some of those.
Oh, we didn't even mention his steals, man.
Yeah.
Top 10. I think he was top 10 in the ABA in steals last season. Jeez, look at this. Yeah, some of those acrobatic layups, man, some of the prettiest things I've seen on an ABA court for us or any other team, frankly. So that's super dope. Yeah, super happy to have Dame back, dude. There
Yeah.
is one we haven't. mentioned him yet. We haven't announced him yet because we just kind of finalized it. But um, sorry, Greg Hardiman, who played a couple games for us last year at the end of the season, is going to be back with the Instigators as well. Another combo point guard. Didn't get a ton of minutes last year in the few games that he played, frankly, because we brought him in as we had like injuries piling up. And he never really got a chance to get integrated with the rest of the team. But has been working hard with the team in the offseason. He'll be back as well. So those are the 6 players we have back from last year. Have a roster of 12, which means that we got 6 new guys that we're about to introduce. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got half of it announced. We'll have the other half coming up here shortly with announcements. But I definitely think that's a solid 6 returning for the Instigators. You can definitely, I mean, that's enough. I feel like you could run that as the starting lineup as far as what we've got coming back.
Yeah, I think all those guys are what really makes me happy about having all those guys back is that we talked about like wanting guys that like fit kind of what the culture is we're trying to build. And all 6 of these guys work hard, put the team first, want to win above all else, love playing basketball. And so are great like ambassadors of minor league professional basketball and the Instigators. And they're all really talented ball players, which is great when all of that comes together. So I'm really excited about having all 6 of those guys back, and I'm excited about the people that we're bringing on that we're going to be talking about soon. There's one you and I have talked about it. I don't want to tease it too much, but played in another league that a lot of our fans I think will be pretty familiar with. And so I'm excited when that comes out and we'll talk about that. But not just him, but a ton of really good ads to this team. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think we may have teased him on social media inadvertently. If you watched our highlight reel or the weekend clip I uploaded from the race event that we did, he was in that clip a few times.
Yeah, he was.
So
He was along with a couple other folks that we haven't announced yet. So
yeah,
yeah, if
so
you pay attention to the instigators, you'll see it.
yeah, you can do the reverse Google image search if you're really interested to try to figure out who it is.
I don't know that anyone's doing that, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But those announcements are coming probably this coming week. So be ready for those, right?
hmm Yeah, yeah, it should be this week or so. And now we've got half of the roster announced, half of the guys that are going to suit up for the Instigators. What better than to get your season tickets now? We're still running that limited time promo for the early bird season tickets, half price, only $50 or 49.99 for all of the home games and any home playoff or play-in games.
Yes. What a great deal. You know what I mean? Get your season tickets now, lock it down. 10 games. We're going to be on fire this year. We're going to be just like last year. Both years we've been a team. We've scored more than 120 points a game. We're going to continue to do that. ABA basketball is really fun to watch. The atmosphere is a lot of fun. If you want to be great and instigate, you need to get your season tickets now because that early bird season ticket price ends in less than a month.
Yep, and we'll jump over to the Passage site. We'll take a look at our home games that we got coming up here on the season. So we're over on the Passage site. You see there, you can go right at the top there, get your early bird season tickets, 49.99. Again, only a limited time, less than a month left to do that. But you can see our home opener, I think we mentioned it before, is against the Ohio Kings November 8th. So that is just about 2 months out at this point for our home opener game. We do start on the road. Again, I think we mentioned that as well. For this season, a couple of road games and that home opener against the Kings. We've played the Kings a few times. We're still looking for that first win. I think the home opener is a good opportunity there for us to get that first win against the Kings.
Yeah. I think that'll be a lot of fun. The Kings always play us really is always a really tough team to play. It's going to be a good early season test for us, and we'll see how it goes.
And we can see here the following week, we've got the pros at home. A team we played several times throughout our couple of years in the ABA. Then we've got a game in December against the Shuckers. I think that's going to be our first official ABA action against the Shuckers.
Yeah, we played them twice. Both were preseason games. One when it was an all-star team for the IBL Pro Am in our first year. Second time last year when they were an what I call like a pre-ABA team, right? They were affiliated with the ABA as kind of a fill-in team, but this is their first full season, and so we'll finally get a chance to play them. And then we'll turn around the next day, as you and I have discussed, and we will play them in Bedford, Indiana, which is just outside of Bloomington, Indiana, where IU is. So, Shuckers have been a really great partner to us since we created this team. And I wish them all the best for most of their games, but not the ones against us.
Yeah. And their home venue was our unofficial home venue for our first play-in game, as a fun fact.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shout out to them. We played the IBL Pro Am there, won so far our only hardware, which is I don't know, behind me.
Yeah.
So there it is, that belt there. Really cool that we get to play them in the ABA. Welcome to the ABA. Sorry for your loss on December 13th
Yeah.
and January 17th.
Yeah, we got them on the 17th. And then both of those weeks, we do play the back-to-back weekends. We've also got just before the holidays a game against the Legends, another team that we've played against several times. And I think what we're going to try to do again this year is hopefully sweep the series with all the teams in Indiana. I know last season we were able to do that.
Yeah, the only ABA team to beat all the other ABA teams, obviously, or without losing to an ABA team in Indiana. So that'll be good. I want to win all the games next year.
Mhm.
That's my hope. But it's always a little bit of fun when you can beat your rivals in your own state. You know what I mean? Especially because we have such great teams from Indiana. You got a couple of years ago the co-champs and the Lions, and so you want to beat those teams because you respect them. And so we did that last year. Let's do it again this year. What do you say?
Absolutely. And that's why we're the Hoosier State instigators. So if we get the bragging rights again this year, it's going to be Hoosier State again.
That's right. It will be the Hoosier State for a second straight year if we win that game. So there's a lot on the line, man.
Yeah. We've got after the new year, once we wrap around to 2026, we've got a matchup against the Monsters, a team we were supposed to play last season, but back on the schedule again for this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Monsters are a team. They had some issues last year, weren't able to finish their season, unfortunately. But now they can. They're back, and this happens a lot. ABA teams come in and out. That happens, and it's okay. We're looking forward to playing them. And, they're up in, um, they're technically, I believe, an Indiana team as well. I believe they're in Hammond, Indiana. Uh, at least I think they were, which is like right on the border of Indiana and Illinois. So if that's still the case, I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they're based out of Hammond.
Okay, so maybe another team to add to that series there.
That's right.
And we mentioned the second game there against the Shuckers, and then we've got some new teams that we're playing this season that we
Yeah.
have not played yet. But the Inferno were in our division last season. We just didn't get to have a matchup against them. They were a top 25 ranked team for a good part of the season last year as well.
They were. They had a really good season last year. I think it was their first season last year. I believe it was their first season last year. Really talented team. Played really well against all the teams in our division. And as you know, there were a lot of good teams in our division last year, including the Fury, the two-time defending champs. But we tried really hard. I really love Frank Lolino is their owner. Really good guy. Always helpful when I need something or just need advice. Really good guy, and we tried really hard to make it happen last year. We couldn't. I'm super excited that we're playing the Windy City Inferno this year. Again, it'll be a challenging game for us. We have a couple of those on here that I think will be really challenging games. But I think we need it, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, we've got a couple of games there you see against some St. Louis teams. We've got the Spirit up first, and then we've also got the Capitals there for our last game of the season. Sandwich in between the two, we have the South Bend Bison, another new ABA team.
Yeah, another Indiana team, right? Hailing from the city of Notre Dame. For those of you that don't speak French,
Yeah.
right? So we see them on Saturdays all the time over there. But the Bison are a new team. I'm really excited about it. Looks like they're off to a really good start of getting that franchise up and going. So we're really excited to play the Bison.
Yeah, and those will be our 10 home games for the regular season. And again, we're back at Best Choice Fieldhouse. Super glad to be back there. An amazing venue that we were able to have as our home venue last season. It's like we said, we're looking for somebody to be the Instigators version of Spike Lee. So you can have
That's
those
right.
front court seats, and we want you to have some interactions with the players, refs, anything. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Again, right? It's um, a place where every seat is right there by the court. We want to see you there, so make sure you come and help us rock that place. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I'll be up there as much as I can be as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's most of the news we got for the instigators this week. I know we briefly mentioned before. Well, we did get a schedule put up on Patreon, um, but the schedule that we posted there we have to fix a little bit. So it's off by a little bit as far as the dates go, but we should get that updated, and hopefully this week have that fixed for everyone up there.
yeah. It's gonna be great. So that'll be out there next week, as you said, and then we'll go on from there. So what else we got coming this week?
We've got tomorrow, return of our other show, amateur night. During the day. That'll be back tomorrow, Saturday, with some Penguin baseball action.
Yeah, super excited for this one. We've had to take a break from the Penguins. That's just kind of how it works when you're doing part-time streaming. But I'm excited. Penguin season's been. I've had a lot of fun watching it. I think we've learned a lot about streaming baseball. If you have sports you want us to stream, we're happy to do that as part of Amateur Night. Because once the season ends, season 3 of Amateur Night will likely be something else. And so I think we have season 3 planned. We're looking at what season 4 we're really open to what season 4 can be and beyond. But yeah, Penguins baseball, baby.
Yeah, it's always fun doing that. There's always some fun with the camera angles, keeping track of the sky, the alien counters, the UFOs, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got, you gotta give the people what they want, Jake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we've got a little bit of some other baseball stuff going on too. The Oakland Ballers are just about to wrap up their regular season,
Yeah.
so we'll jump over to show. I think they've got 3 games left. We'll show the calendar they've got left for this season. Yeah, so one of the games is tonight, and then they're wrapping up their season here on Sunday.
Yeah.
Um, and they are, as we mentioned previously, they already locked themselves into a playoff spot, and they will be in the postseason after having the best record through the halfway mark. And they have not slowed down at all.
Yeah.
They are still steamrolling it through the rest of the season. I think they're going to carry that momentum here as they jump into the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. They look good. Tied last I saw they were tied for the best record in the league for the second half of the season and overall as well. So they look great, feel great. So I'm excited to see how they do in the playoffs, and I guess we'll be checking in on it next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it's also, I think, cool for the city of Oakland as well. I think the historical aspects of the teams in Oakland, for them to have a team that is as successful as the Ballers have been, is a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see it for sure. Um, while we're on it, I want to do my cricket minute. It's time for the cricket
Mhm.
minute. Minor league cricket kicked off. We're on week 2. Jake, all games free on YouTube. There are more minor league cricket teams than there are major league cricket teams. All the games are free. You can watch all the highlights for free. So at least check out the highlights, Jake. That's your homework for the next week. Watch highlights of a
Yeah.
game. We'll talk about it. Preferably a Dallas X4 Giants game because that's my team. Although they're 0-2 this year, so you'll probably be watching highlights of the other team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll definitely add that to my list. For YouTube to watch. We'll shout out YouTube. We're streaming here live on YouTube, and we mentioned right before we started this broadcast, we didn't think we would be a direct competitor to an NFL game, but that is exactly what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
As the NFL is streaming a game exclusively on YouTube with the Chiefs and the Chargers. And not only are we going up against the NFL, we're going up against Taylor Swift's fiance.
Yeah, that's pretty rough for us, right?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, excited for the NFL to be back. Excited for college football to be back. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I've asked you, what is your college team as far as college football?
So I college football is my most fluid sport. I kind of jump around. Right now, I'm big into Colorado. Like to see Colorado succeed. I love what Deion Sanders is doing to college football. Lately, a lot of my coworkers are big IU fans, so I've been watching IU. Last year, made it to the playoffs, right, the first time
Mhm.
ever. So those are kind of my teams right now. But I bounce around a lot. I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan when he was in Michigan. I was a Michigan fan when he was in Stanford. I was a Stanford fan. But really, I liked Mike Leach, so I just kind of jump around to who I'm feeling. You know what I mean? But those are my two teams now. What about you? Besides Syracuse?
Yeah, so obviously I'm a Syracuse guy. Um, I think, and honestly, that was one of the main reasons I went to Syracuse was football and basketball. Growing up as fans of that. I don't know. This season is going to be interesting for Syracuse football. Last season they were ranked, and they had some impressive wins. Most of that offense is gone though, so I'm not really sure how I feel about the team at this point. We did
Uh
have a
huh.
tougher matchup against Tennessee. Um, so hopefully it was just we were playing a high caliber opponent last week and not that the team is going to struggle for the whole season. But
Yeah, yeah.
we have a very, very tough schedule, and I'm just hoping they make a bowl game at this point.
No, I think that's totally fair. Um, yeah, but I'm excited for college football to be back. It's I prefer it to the NFL. The game's more varied. It's quicker. So it's a lot of fun. Um, the last plug we should make before we close out tonight.
Mhm.
September 18th is coming up, Jake. Do you know what's on September 18th?
Do not off the top of my head.
Digital Decay, the first pay-per-view of our dark web wrestling RPG. Our first show is coming up. I think I actually have the graphic. Let me see if I can share it here. Let me find
Yeah.
it. But it's our first like big show. We're gonna crown our first champion. Yeah, here it is. Digital K,
Mhm.
September 18th on Twitch. So we got NPCs, non-player characters, and player characters, right? And so I can kind of go through some of those. The Goon, Pure Garbage, and Meekwa. There, you see them all on the kind of the left side of the graphic. Those are our player characters. Those are run by our players. All the other characters are NPCs. You see, we got an open challenge, so we have no idea who the Goon's going to face. We have a faction four-way. Each of our four factions are going to pick a representative. They're going to wrestle each other in a four-way match. Keep in mind, we have a champion, as you see down there, the Mega Championships up for grabs. But we also have a teams championship at the end of the year, just like regular sports. And so factions picking up points in these four ways is a big deal for them because they pick up points. We got Rage Rhodes versus Mequa in a hardcore match. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jason Silvers, one of our young upcomers, against one of our oldest wrestlers, Harold the Octogenarian over there. His name is actually Geriatric Harold as a wrestler. Got in because he got picked out of the crowd to get beat up and he won the fight, so he got signed. And then we got Pure Garbage taking on El Dragon for the DWW Mega Championship. So 8 p.m. Eastern, September 18th, our first big event, Digital Decay. Folks should check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely be definitely try to tune in for that. Normally I'm working Thursday nights, but I'll be watching it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You can even, if you're busy, you can listen in because it's an RPG. So everyone's describing what's happening. There's no action on screen. It's not a video game or anything like that. It's a lot like a podcast. So check it out if you're a fan of wrestling or listening to me talk
We're both.
or both.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know I've seen in our Discord we've got a good community there, and they're definitely interested in this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the first week that we did it. It was our number one streamed show ever live, and so
Mhm.
really cool for us. And hopefully that community continues to grow. And our hope is season one will be we're doing roughly a show a month. Season one will be 10 to 12 episodes. We'll take a little bit of a break and then bring it back. And our hope is eventually to start bringing actual like pro wrestlers in to play characters on there and build it up, and then eventually have our own wrestling promotion, which would be really cool. And whoever wins the championship, this is another big thing. Pure Garbage, run by a guy named Curtis. If he wins the championship, he will be the first ever mega champion, even when the promotion exists. He will be recognized as the first ever mega champion. So, big IRL implications for them. And I can tell you, as we all know, wrestling is, well, if you don't know, cover your ears, but wrestling is scripted. The outcomes are predetermined. It's not fake, Jake, just to be clear. And so I will tell you, there's been a lot of politicking the last couple of weeks to me because ultimately I decide who wins each of the matches. And people are trying to convince me of who should win which match because they want to show out the pay per view. So it feels very much like running an actual wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
Some big guys out of the Muffin Maestros, by the way, which is your faction. Mequa is there. Geriatric Harold is in your faction. So some big names there. You got some big matches on the line. You could possibly win 3 matches here in this pay per view, and pay per views give you additional points towards the standings.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I'll definitely be listening in. I've already gotten a warning at work because I delivery drive at nights. I shouldn't be playing the PlayStation or anything like that. So, I can listen to stuff. They're cool with that.
Yeah, yeah. That's so funny, though.
Yeah. But yeah, we got that coming up. That's in a couple of weeks. We've got amateur night returning tomorrow. Um, and then we'll have some announcements as far as roster and schedule coming up this week. And we're back tomorrow at 1 p.m. for amateur night. Got that Dubby sponsor. We'll plug. I'll have to. You'll definitely have some. Hopefully I can get some
Yeah.
for tomorrow to be awake for that show.
Yeah, definitely. And I will tell you, I'm going to tell folks this on the podcast. Okay. Some people have noticed Jake is tired at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Jake works really late
I
a
do.
lot of
Yeah,
nights. And
I
so,
do.
like, my recommendation, and I told you this before the show, get you some Dubby, drink it during the show. It's jitter free, sugar free energy drink. It's really good. Mix it yourself. Got all kinds of cool flavors, always coming out with new flavors. Get one. I don't know if you know this, Jake, you can actually save a little bit of money and also send money towards Apex by using our code. which I think is Apex Athletic Collective at checkout. We should have made it shorter, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and to provide context, I do work super late. So
Yeah,
some
yeah,
nights I am. We're not joking. I do work until like 3 a.m. on some
yeah,
nights.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, a 1 o'clock, I can do it, but it's it's definitely better than when I have to go to work at 8 a.m. So
For
much
sure.
better.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
either way, I definitely think I'm gonna have to start picking up some Dubby to
yeah,
keep me powered through and using that Apex Athletic Collective code for the discount.
yeah, absolutely. So, drink Dubby, Dubby.gg.
Yeah, and I think that is gonna do it for tonight's episode. Was there anything else you wanted to throw in?
Nothing else other than subscribe to our Patreon if you're not a Patreon subscriber. Our Patreon folks, I've already seen the schedule. Tomorrow they're going to get a little bit of very small preview of some behind the scenes from our first official practice, which was last night. They're going to get a preview of our new website this coming week as well, which I know you've seen, Jake. I think it looks really
Mhm.
slick. It was built by Malcolm Martin, who plays for us, who did an excellent job. So shout out Malcolm. Thank you for that. If you need seriously, if you need someone to build you a website, Malcolm Martin is your dude, right? He's not a sponsor of ours, but he plays for us, and we really believe in the work that he does and want him to succeed and want you all to succeed. So use him. He even built it into a mobile app. We'll be showing that off soon, but super excited for that. So if you want behind the scenes stuff, especially now as we've now hit the preseason, become an AAC subscriber on Patreon. If you get up to $10, you're a fan voter tier. Fan voters help make decisions, not just about the instigators, but other sports related decisions related to AAC. We got a big one coming up probably in about a month that we're going to be asking for fan voters on. So get in there and make it happen. Happen.
Yeah, no, and I definitely think Malcolm knocked it out of the park with that website. And the app as well. I mean, that's cool to see. The different integrations that we're able to do through that. But this one, we've mentioned it before. It's an instigator specific website and app.
Yep.
So we had the Apex one, but this one is going to be instigator specific. It'll have all of your instigator stuff all in one spot.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll be releasing the URL and all of that for it soon. Can't wait to show it off. But Patreon subscribers will see it first, I think on Monday. So
Yeah. No, you guys will definitely be happy with the results on that. But I think that is going to wrap it up then for tonight's episode 102 of Instigate Success. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the return of Amateur Night. We'll be streaming some Penguins baseball. Until then, as always, be great and instigate.
we'll see you soon.